Hi, this is Amy Plum in Paris at Christmas time, as you can see. And I am reading from my new book, To Die For, which is book number 6 in the Revenant series. So, starting with chapter 1. The first time I died, it was by bullets. Totally my fault. I had instigated a gun battle, having ratted on my mom's abusive drug-dealing boyfriend, Frankie, hoping it would get him out of our lives. Instead, it got him dead, along with me and my brother. I was 13 at the time. Remember that. It's important. The second time I died, it was arrowed through the forehead. 6 months later. Again, totally my fault. I threw a knife at Violette, the undead evil overlord who had ensured my 13-year-old corpse animated as an immortal bad guy. Stick with me, I promise to explain. My knife in the chest didn't kill her. It just pissed her off, so she ordered her archer to shoot me. Bullseye. The third time, I drowned. Pure stupidity. Bran had taken me to Brittany to recover from death number 2. After a year, I'd become bored, so I taught myself to surf. I'm not supposed to mingle with humans. I only went out on the water when they weren't there, like at night or in bad weather. I got struck by lightning. It stopped my heart. I went under, and once I was fished out of the ocean, I had to start the healing process over. Long story short, it was thanks to a genetic lottery ticket that I reanimated as a revenant after death. But it was a technicality that turned me into an evil one instead of a good one. Since I died betraying someone to their death, even though it was Frankie and he totally deserved it, I turned into an evil numa instead of a bardia, the good guy revenants who repeatedly die saving people's lives. But I'm not evil, I swear. Kate, the Revenant's champion, saw my underlying good nature and gave me a chance to redeem myself, which I did by helping her kill Violette. After that fatal act, Kate asked Bran Tandorn, a healer or guerriseur, to take my corpse to his home on the northwest coast of France and transition me from Numa to Bardia, or at least to try. It hadn't been done for a millennium or so. Whenever a revenant, good or evil, dies, they come back to life 3 days later at the age of their original human death. Remember when I said it was important that my first death was at 13? Under the normal rules, I should stay 13 forever, which would totally suck. Who in their right mind would want to be stuck in perpetual puberty? But Bran figured I was a special case. He should know. Guerriseurs are rare, but fairly well known in France. And Bran's one of an even smaller group who specialize in healing revenants. They're called Flame Fingers, and he's the one that Kate contacted when Paris's bardia needed help. He's been my guardian ever since Kate entrusted me to his care. Between the time I got to Brittany and my unfortunate run-in with lightning, I actually aged. I grew a few inches and hair sprouted everywhere, which was exhilarating. I wasn't trapped in a child's body, after all. I was beginning to prove Bran's theory that during my transition from Numa to Bardia, I would age at the same rate as a human, which was further proved when I woke back up from my lightning strike death with my age reset at 13, shorter and less hairy, the telltale red lines of a Numa threading back through my aura. This especially sucked. They had almost disappeared. So Bran strictly forbade me from dying, and it worked. It's been 4 years, and now I have the body of a 17-year-old. After working out daily and following weapons training videos that Ambrose and Gaspard post on private server for me, my shoulders are broader, and I have the beginnings of a six-pack. I'm too slim and lanky to ever be as jacked as Ambrose, but I'm not bad. Bran assumes my aging will stop when I die as a bardia, saving someone's life. Right now, I don't have the urge to die like bardia do, and I don't have the craving to betray like Numa do. But I don't sleep, and I'm dormant 3 days a month, so I'm somewhere in between. I'd like to keep it that way for a few more years, see if I get any taller and bulk out a little. You know, finish growing, become a little more adult before my default reset age is set in stone. I'm thinking 22 seems like a good age to die a 4th time. Avoiding death wouldn't be a problem if I stay here in Brittany. We're in the middle of the countryside, all cows and sheep and farming, and that's pretty much it. It's officially the most boring, uneventful place on earth. turning the page. Just a second. That's what Bran had planned. A few more years of this snooze fest, and I would, as he said, achieve my full potential. But yesterday I got the call. I've been invited to move to Paris. Why? Bran just said that my Bardia kindred would fill me in. Paris is where I grew up, but this time it would be different. The thought of being with people I've basically idolized for the last 5 years fills my heart with both dread and excitement. I knew Kate a little. I spent a few days weaning her back to life after Violette killed her. But the rest of her kindred I only met on the day of the final battle just before I died and was whisked away to Brittany. Jules and Ava stopped by about 3 months after I moved in with Bran, but they only stayed a day. I've begged Bran to tell me everything he knows about Paris's Bardia. Googling is useless because they use aliases when they save lives or do anything in the public eye. So basically, I'm moving in tomorrow with a bunch of undead superheroes who I barely know but secretly worship. And even though I used to be their enemy and haven't technically yet become one of them, they say they want my help. So no pressure or anything. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, that is To Die For. And if you go to my website, amyplumbooks.com, you will see all of the links to order and all that. All right. Thanks.